doors open and you're standing right there and he's getting on the train. What if he happened to be on that exact same train and you eventually just like have to explain that to him?
Well, I thought about that, Tom. Once again, I was alone with my thoughts going the wrong way, so I had plenty of time to think about it. I knew the train was going to pass, so I hid behind one of the big pillars on the opposing platform so he wouldn't see it, just in case.
Whoa. Whoa.
I like this story for a number of reasons, because there's two other options you really could have taken. And I know this is not necessarily up to yours, like you didn't think about this at the time, or you didn't know how to do it. You didn't have the cojones, like you said, Damien. But one of them could have simply been like, oh, I'm going to meet up a friend at the top front carriage or the back carriage or whichever carriage you were going to say. I'll speak to you later, and gone and done that. That's the easy out. Not, I'm going to go on a completely different train and go 3 stops the other way. The other option is to just suck it up and talk to them for 20 minutes, which I have done on countless times, like on my train, especially back before the coronavirus hit. I caught a train with somebody that A, can talk the ass off a horse, but B, I didn't want to talk to. So they were talking, and I kept that conversation for 20 minutes, and then I got off the train. I was like, fuck that guy. And then I just kept walking. I lived my life.
I always feel like though with you, Marcus, it's almost like Rorschach from Watchmen when he goes to prison, and it's, you're not stuck in here. I'm not stuck here with you. You're stuck in here with me. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the person that people don't want to talk to on this train.
well, what I'm saying is because you can talk. I think you'd be fine if you're in a situation, you'll start talking to them, and they'll be like, should I have even approached him in the first place? Am I ready? Was I ready for this conversation?
I make them regret the decision.
Never again.
Yeah.
Those people in the future, when they see you, they're the ones jumping onto trains on other platforms to get away from you.
Yeah. And you know what? I wouldn't be offended, because honestly, it's more hard work for me.
Look, I know what I did was crazy. And when I got back on my train, once again, a lot of time to think about it. And I was like, that's ridiculous. But that is just like that's what anxiety does to you sometimes. And I panicked. I saw a train that was about to leave, and I took that opportunity. Probably not the best opportunity. And it had nothing to do with the person that I ran into. But I just feel like I couldn't carry the conversation. Like mentally, I'm like, I can't deal with this after a 10-hour workday. I'm just not ready for it.
I'm done.
Then this person here, should we say that it's okay to try to avoid people if that's not your thing? Like not to because that you think you're uninteresting, but generally living like that, is that all right?
I think so. I like what you both had as an idea of, all right, you don't need to say hello to him straight away if it's in a supermarket or something like that, but have an idea of what you would say if you saw him again. Like, oh, hi, how you going? Like, how's your new baby or your new job or whatever it is? Like, try and think of something that you could say at least for 5 minutes, and then try and also think of an out. Oh, I really need to run, but it's good seeing you. Catch up soon. And leave. I think you can always have the same out for multiple people, so you can always use the same one. So I think there's 2 ways of going about it. It's okay to avoid people, though. I think it's fine.
I'm with you on that one. Damien, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, let's leave that there for Tom Shanks. Now, Marcus, you're up next.
Yes. All right. So I actually asked my partner, what nickname would I get? After we saw Teabags, I'm like, what nickname do you think I would get in prison?
Yep.
And she's like, I can't imagine you in prison. I'm like, well, that's a relief. But she did say, she also said, she goes, I could not last in prison 5 minutes. So we had that discussion as well, which was a great discussion. But
she'd be breaking
she goes,
out.
something around farting, because you fart a lot. And I said, all right. I like that.
Oh, no.
I like that. And then she goes, you fart a lot. I'm like, hey, I can accept that. And I actually thought of something.
There are 3, hang on, before you give your nickname, there are 3 guarantees in life.
Yeah.
Death, taxes, and Marcus bringing up farts or shit on the podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. If I don't bring it up on the podcast, did it actually happen?
That's true.
Carry on.
Yeah, anyway, so the nickname that I gave myself was Jupiter, because it's made up of gas. All right.
You are the human gas planet.
Yeah. Well, the other thing as well is I actually looked up prison nicknames as well, because while we were talking, and the other one that could have got brought up was Bear, because bears apparently they're big and they stink. Or like some prison guy was like, yeah, we called the guy Bear because he was big, hairy, and stinky. Which I feel like I would be most of those. I fart a lot. I don't say I stink, but I fart a lot. So I like Jupiter better.
Jupiter is better, and it also gives that song by Train, Drops of Jupiter, a more sinister meaning now.
Marcus, and I also need to ask, when you were looking for prison names online, was Jupiter there at all, or is this a unique? I feel like it's a pretty unique.
No.
nickname.
It was what was there was the guy mentioned, he goes, we usually go, like, he was explaining how he went to nicknames, and animals was there, planets were there, and that's where I got the thought. So
Someone's
Jupiter
Uranus, I'm
itself
sure.
wasn't there for gas, but I came to that. Anyway,
right.
Jupiter, he writes in, is it rude to not attend a farewell lunch? Whenever an employee leaves, we have a small party at lunchtime in the conference room to say goodbye. There's one girl who always ignores it and goes about her day like nothing is happening. It doesn't matter if it's somebody she's worked with for 15 years and was always nice to them or always nice to her. Is it rude to not even attend for a few minutes? Jupiter.
I think it is rude to not attend, because I see it as you could work with someone for 10 years, 15 years, like they said, and you might not have much to deal with, or you might have sort of maybe been even a little bit rude to this person, a little bit short to them. But in those 5 minutes at the farewell, them seeing your face will be like, that's their memory of you. They'll be like, oh, Tom was at the farewell. He's a nice guy. Maybe I was wrong about him. So you're almost like you've got a chance to undo any bad thoughts they have about you. Alternatively, it could work oppositely, and then they'll be like, why the fuck was that guy at my farewell? I hate him. He hates me. He doesn't deserve to be there.
Yeah. How does the farewell parties work with your guys? Like, Tom, you obviously work at a school. Marcus, you work at a big company. Me working in television, there are people who have been around for a long time, but I would say the majority of the staff on my team, in some aspects, sometimes the people are only there for like 2 weeks. So I'll come to work on the Monday and I'll be like, where's Chris? They're like, oh yeah, Chris is gone. He's gone to another show. And it's like, oh, okay, he's gone now. So we kind of have this weird thing of like people who are old hat and then people who are just like, stopping in for a couple of weeks and then they're gone. So we obviously don't have parties for them, but we have parties for the people who stay for longer.
The longer people. I feel like at my work, generally we always go out for like a farewell lunch. Like we usually pick a restaurant not right now, but we would pick a restaurant around from where we work, and we'd go there and we'd eat, and usually everybody in the team would attend. But sometimes some people don't attend. It's like, oh, I'm just so busy at work, I can't attend. But then I always wonder, like, whenever that busy, like you might have a meeting here or there, but for the most part, if you're in our team, you would have a meeting with people in the team. So you're not attending because you don't want to attend, which again, it's up to you. I don't think you should ever be 100% on. You have to go to every farewell lunch or party, but I think it's nice to go to, like what Tom said.
You're with our work, it's sort of like people might leave during the year, and if you leave during the year, you'll get like sort of a mention at like a meeting or something like that. Be like, oh, where's so and so? Stand up. So they're moving on now, blah blah blah, and they just got to get a little gift, and that's it. They might make a speech. If you leave at the end of the year, though, there's usually a day, because like a lot of staff will sort of cycle through at the end of the year more than during the year. Then you'll have to basically, all the staff have to sit through all of the farewells one after the other, and that is the really taxing thing, to be sitting there while, okay, so-and-so is going to get up and speak on behalf of this person that's leaving. So someone will farewell them, and then that person will then say, thank you very much, it's been great to work here. And you hear the same thing over and over, a lot of personal stuff that just doesn't sort of, you can't relate to.
That sounds horrible in so many different levels, especially at a lot, like I can imagine in a small team, that's fine. But if you're saying, let's say 10 people leave, that's 10 people saying the exact same things. It's nice to the person leaving and possibly to their team. I can get that, and maybe I sound like the Grinch, but fuck, like, just say one thing. I'm sure everybody, like, maybe give them the soapbox to say something, and then, like, it's been great working here, I like this person, or make a game out of it, like, all right, well, like, you'll have 5-10 minutes to speak. It's up to you how long you want to take, and whatever. But I think that's too long.
So just to clarify, Tom, if you were to leave at the end of the year, is it like, do you know at a funeral when the family has to shake everybody's hand as they leave? Not everybody does it, but a lot of the time they line up at the face of the church, and people come by one and they say my condolences, right? And you feel like shit, and you don't want to have to hug, and you're not in the mood to be hugging and kissing people, but it's it's a show of respect. Is that essentially what you're doing? Like people are going around in a circle and they're all saying goodbye to you?
Not necessarily. It's basically like everyone's in like an auditorium, and the people that are leaving will make a speech, and someone will make a speech for the person that's leaving. So someone farewells, and then all the staff have to listen to, just say your direct, someone that's close to you will speak for you, like a eulogy, and then you speak for yourself, like your own eulogy.
Yeah, have you thought about like the day where if you happen to leave because you are in the media department, do you feel like you're going to have to go out with a bang with like, pyrotechnics and a big PowerPoint presentation? There's an expectation
He has
there.
fireworks. He has streamers. He has like cheerleaders running out on either side. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
I think, like, while Razzle Dazzle would be fantastic and I think people would appreciate it, what people would really appreciate is a nice short speech. And I think everyone would be like, fuck yeah, that guy was awesome because he said just thanks so much. That was great. I'm really going to miss everyone here. Really appreciate you all. Thanks, bye.
Tom just grabs the mic and says, Tom out, and just drops it.
That's
Rapturous
James
applause.
the most appreciative exit speech. But I think where this all suffers from your work point of view is that mass exodus at the end of the year. But the actual exit, like one person saying their goodbye speech and then one person just speaking a bit about their time, that sounds very common for my work, for example. Usually at that lunch, that one person, not even that person that says, look, it's been great working here. They might say that, but some people are like, no, I don't want to say anything. And then usually someone gets up and says, hey, it's been great working with you. Here's a little gift for like a parting gift. We all thought of you, and off you go. Usually they're like 2 minutes because nobody really wants to do that talk anyway.
In relation to this question here, I think it is pretty lame to not attend, mainly because if I was to say if I was quitting my job and they were sending me off, not that I'd want big theatrics or anything over the top, but if I noticed, like, say, Tom wasn't there, I would think, did Tom not like me this whole time? Like, was this his one like last chance to stick it to me at my going away thing? And it might not be personal, but I'm just going to assume it is because he's not there. So I think you kind of, you want to go out, or at least let that person leave on terms where they think everybody liked them.
I was going to say, have you guys ever left a workplace where you've actually had that speech? Because I have, and let me just say, I don't remember anybody that was standing up there besides the person that gave the speech for me. They said the nice speech. It was really nice, and I knew whoever was working at that time that I was leaving were there because that's generally what happened. But I couldn't tell you for the life of me who was and wasn't there by name anymore. Like, I mean, that was like 5 years ago at this point, so I don't remember anybody. And the day I left, I didn't think, oh, that person didn't come. Well, that bastard. I just thought, oh, well, they weren't there. That's okay. But have you guys been in that situation? Have you guys had that exit?
I haven't had the exit, but I've had to make the speech for someone farewelling someone before. And even that's just as important of a task because you're basically, in my workplace at least, you might be explaining who this person was because someone might not know who they are because it's such a big workplace. So you've got to paint enough of a picture. And same rules apply. You can't be too boring. So I haven't had to deal with that, but it's just the sort of standard pre-speech jitters that you would get. But I can't imagine anyone would remember a thing that I said, maybe just the person I was talking to. And likewise, if you were to leave and you were making a speech, no one would remember. I don't think anyone really cares. It's more or less you can just sort of get shit off your chest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I haven't had that situation either because the last job I had before this, the show got cancelled. So it was all our last day. We all got, that was all the final moment for us.
Can I make a speech, please? It's like, we're all leaving, Damien.
My speech is good riddance. I'm out of
It's
here.
just like, you're not special, Damien. We're all in the same boat.
Fuck you,
then
network.
This person here. So what do you think they should do?
I feel like this person in particular is just asking if this person's rude, yeah? To not even attend for it. Is it rude? I think it is rude. Should you do anything? To each their own. I think you don't need to be the person that goes over and says, you went there at Mary's farewell speech, that you're a bitch or whatever. You don't need to do that. You don't need to single out this person. Maybe this person who doesn't attend these finds them difficult and she goes, I always oversell it, always like tear up or something like that. And I don't want to get that emotional. Like, I don't feel it's the right place like for me to get emotional. So maybe that's why she doesn't attend. There might be a reason why she doesn't attend and that might be it.
I mean, look, you have every right to go. You have every right not to go. And I think in the end, sometimes I've probably missed a person's farewell and then gone, oh shit, that was their last day. Oh, well, I can never see them again. I can't really do anything about it. Hopefully they won't be too hurt by it. But if I was to ever, catch up with them or ever see them again, I'm sure it wouldn't even be brought up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and when that's happened to me, Tom, I've shot the person an email and been like, sorry, man, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Hope to see you around sometime.
Yeah,
and in this
yeah.
person's situation here, I think you could try extend an olive branch in the shape of like some cake and be like, hey, we're having some cake for Thingo's birthday. You're welcome to come along. But if the person doesn't want to be there, you're not going to drag them kicking and screaming to say goodbye to this person. Just let bygones be bygones and let it be.
Can you imagine just like, you're going to say goodbye and you're going to mean it?
I think that's fair enough. Let's leave it there for Jupiter then, the gassy mass, and let's leave it there for this gassy mass that is the Questionnaires podcast. The great questions brought to the table as always. always, boys. So everyone's still obviously at home. Just to reiterate, you're all not heading into work.
Yeah, not ready to be released back into the wild fully yet. Still taking the precautions. You know,
I think it's best
better be
to
safe than sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I think what Damien said. It's best to be safe than sorry. I don't want no second wave of it. And you know, what's another couple of weeks of doing this a little bit more precautions at home?
For sure.
Do you know, the one thing that actually did happen to me this week is I finally felt like, I've got an Achilles heel. So for McDonald's,